Hey guys, welcome back to Our Lives Across the Border. I hope you are all doing well. We are doing good here. It is a little warm. It's about 99 degrees. I know they say that summer doesn't start until the middle of June, but here we feel like we are in summer. Anyways, I wanted to make a little video today about vision care here in Mexico and what I experienced. So I've also been to the dentist, and I also have been to the doctor. I did some of my prenatal care here, and I will make videos about that too. But I wanted to talk about vision first because when I went to the eye doctor here in Mexico, this appointment, this experience was completely different from the States, not in a bad way. I was actually very impressed. And so I don't know if this maybe is a new thing in the States, and because I haven't been there and had an eye exam, maybe it is a new technology thing, or maybe it's just something they do here, at least where I live in Mexicali, here in Mexico. So when I went to the eye doctor, I did have someone that was bilingual with me, so everything could be interpreted perfect, spoke English and Spanish. So when we got there, we checked in, very clean, very professional place, just like you would expect when you go to the eye doctor in the United States. No complaints. So we sat down, we were waiting, and then they had us go and sit at these little machine things, where you put your chin up on that little thing. And usually it's what it looked like was the machine that they would do the eye pressure, to read your eye pressure. But they were telling me basically to look straight ahead and to try not to blink. And this test was I don't know, it couldn't have even been a minute because I was able to not blink. And I don't know how long I can hold my eyes open, but it wasn't very long. And I do remember there was a red dot, and it would look like it would get farther, and it looked like it would come closer, and it would get clear, and then it would get fuzzy kind of. And like I said, that was maybe a minute long, if that. And then they did do, on that same machine, they did the eye pressure test with the puff of air that we all love so much. And then they printed me out a little ticket receipt and told me to go down, go ahead and sit and wait. So we waited another few minutes, and we get called back into the room. And I give that little receipt thing to the eye doctor, and he's looking at it. And then he took my old pair of glasses and he put it into his little machine where it also is going to read him the prescription of the glasses that I was currently wearing. And he starts to tell me that my prescription that I was wearing, that my eyes were not that bad, that the prescription was too strong. And at first I was confused. And so I'm asking the interpreter, how does he know? He hasn't even done my test yet. And so he kind of giggles, when she tells him that. She obviously didn't know this was the new thing either. And he's basically telling her, no, you guys have already did the test. This is your prescription. And I was in shock. I was like, there's no way. Because when I've been all these years over my life going to the eye doctor, you sat on with the machine with that little funny thing that goes over and it has the circles, and they, will tell you which one's clearer, 1 or 2, and they'll flip them back and forth. And it usually takes about 30 minutes, right? And we didn't do that. All we did was that machine for maybe a minute. And so I did get a little nervous, oh, okay, am I going to get a wrong prescription here? I was nervous. And so I was like, well, those glasses have been a little blurry. Okay, so backstory with those glasses. When I knew I was coming to Mexico, I had actually went and got an extra pair of glasses. But I was wearing my glasses that were a couple years old. And so when I tried them on really quick, the new ones that I would have gotten back a couple years ago, they were a little blurry, but I could still see. And anyone that's a glass person that wears glasses, that sometimes when you put a new pair on, they just feel weird because the lens might be different. It takes a little bit to get used to them. So I said, oh yeah, they're good, put them away and put my old glasses on. So what had happened then was a year later when I decided to switch over to the other glasses and they were blurry, I just thought my vision was bad. And that was why I had then went to the eye doctor here. It turns out that the eyeglasses that I had got from the United States were a 3.25 and I only needed a 2.75. So no wonder everything was blurry and I was having a problem seeing. But I mean, that was awesome that they caught that, but also I was shocked on how they were able to do my eye exam in literally less than 2 minutes. And so I did order glasses. I was nervous still at that point ordering glasses because I knew that the other glasses were blurry, but I was like, how could my eye doctor be so wrong? You know, I mean, I had gone to the eye doctor for years and never had an issue. So I was kind of questioning it, but I was, you know, in the moment getting new glasses, you know, okay. And so I picked, they had a whole wall of glasses just like in the States. And, you know, they had the different prices. And I didn't have insurance, so I knew whatever I was getting, I was paying full price for. So they had some things that were, you know, more of the cheaper end, and then they had the really expensive name brand stuff, and then they had, you know, the middle one. And so I kind of went for the middle. And so my total for my glass, like just the set of glasses and my eye exam was, I want to say 6,500 pesos, which is about $325, which I know sounds like a lot. But you have to think, if you went in and got an eye exam and got a middle class glasses, you know, like not super name brand, but a little bit of a nice name brand, you're going to spend more than $325. These are scratch proof. I've had them for a year. They're still nice and tight. I haven't had any issues with them at all. And guess what? I can see. My vision is not blurry. They were right. My other glasses were too strong. So like I said, I was very impressed with them literally doing my eye exam in like, it had to have been no more than a minute, because like I said, I wasn't supposed to try to, I was supposed to try to keep my eyes open the whole time. So I know I can't do that for very long. So I was very, very, very impressed with that technology. I was in, and the glasses were ready in 20 minutes. I'm not even exaggerating. Like it was actually a really, probably the best experience I've had going to the eye doctor. So my question for you guys is, am I just behind on times in the United States because I've been over here? Has anybody else had an eye exam like this in the States? Or is this just something that maybe a new technology that they do here? Either way, it works great. But that my first experience here for vision was great, and I would do it again. And so I wanted to share that with you guys. And I also will do another video at a later time about doing some prenatal care over here. Primarily the same in the States, but a little bit different, not in a bad way. And also going to the dentist. So if there's any experiences that you guys have questions on, some things maybe I haven't experienced, some things I have experienced, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I would love to let you guys know if you know, how it is down here, if I've experienced it, or if I haven't. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Definitely like this video and share it. And I will see you guys soon.